Hello there, and welcome to another episode of What the Tech. I'm your host, Rolando, and over here is a guy who is not a rookie anymore. He's quite the veteran, Dave
Not,
Kelly.
man, I think I've been in my veteran season for about 10 years now, but I'll pretend I'm still a young rookie at it
Oh, there
all.
we go. Young rookie, man. You could be a young rookie like forever, like Tom Brady. How does he do it? I guess he's got his own secret.
I already broke his number one rule today. I had a banana for breakfast. Apparently, he's only had a banana in a smoothie. Very strange.
I
Very
don't. I would
strange.
love to. Does he have a book about it, or
I'm
you
sure.
know?
Yeah, he does. It's called TB12, I believe.
I have to read it. I like knowing about performance, high performance, and I'd love to bottle his secret. I played a little bit of football myself, and boy, it doesn't matter if you're a quarterback or a lineman. Maybe a kicker is the only exception. You're getting hit. It hurts when a 300-pounder puts his helmet on your chest. It
I
hurts when somebody's running full speed at you. And for the case of Tom Brady, because he's not a Michael Vick or one of these other new quarterbacks that runs around. What's the guy from Kansas City? What's his name?
Mahomes.
Mahomes. He's not Mahomes, so he can he's just in the pocket, right?
That's
So
right.
he's got a guy 300 pounds coming right at him full speed. It hurts. I'm
They're
telling
all
you, it hurts.
I'll tell you, that is a level. That is a level that I would never quite understand.
You know what? Everything's faster and bigger in the NFL. So today, if you're joining us today, yes, we are talking. We're taking our own little take on the NFL, on the NFL draft, which is in a few days as of this taping. And we're taking our own mock draft. These devices are not affiliated or associated in any way, shape, or form with the NFL. It's our own global tech draft pick of devices. So just want to put that out there in case anybody has any doubt. They're not sponsoring this, nor are we affiliated or are these devices sponsored by the NFL in any way. So that's just a disclaimer so we can move forward with it.
That's right.
Dave, so today's episode, we were talking about mock drafts, but really what we're talking about is how a team of folks that may work in an organization, whether they're executives, to receptionists, to salespeople, to engineers, how can they do their job more effectively when they're using their devices for communication or video, for that
Exactly,
matter?
exactly. And you know what? Manufacturers such as Poly, for example, they're not trying to make one device that's going to go across the entire organization. Different players need different tools, different solutions, and that's what you and I did today. We took an organization, different roles, and we're going to find the right products for those different types of users and different types of roles. So I think this is fun, and I think this is something that can be applied for customers that are looking at a portfolio of products and they're saying, how do I select the right ones for the right job? So this will be fun. Oh, Orlando got muted
I was
along the
muting
way.
myself. I had a little one running around the background. Didn't want that to make it in, so I forgot to unmute myself. But you're right, Dave. A team has different positions. So if you know anything, let's just even it doesn't have nothing to do with sports, basketball, volleyball, soccer. You've got a team with all different folks that do different things. And the day of specialization is really here when it comes to these devices. We're talking webcams, we're talking headsets and such, and speakerphones. There are specialized devices for specialized tasks and that are basically geared to certain functions. And that's
Yep.
what we're taking a stab here to try to align those so that as you are returning to office, which I'm so looking forward to, Dave, is interacting more face to face. I don't mind talking to you right here, but I wouldn't mind reaching around and handshaking you and, going out to lunch and having a drink or two. So I'm looking forward to a return to office here very soon.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, hey, why don't we open it up like we usually do? We throw a trivia question out
All
out
right,
there.
let's go for it.
So I thought this one would be kind of fun. I wanted to incorporate something funny, something fictional into something relevant to the NFL. So here's the serious, excuse me, here's the trivia question. In the very popular movie Ace Ventura, Pet Detective, starring Jim Carrey, what is the name of the Miami Dolphins kicker who misses the game-winning field goal in the fictional Super Bowl event. So I'm sure there's some movie buffs out there that have an answer to this. If so, throw the answer down live. Regardless of where you're watching us, we'd like to chat with you live.
There we go. Absolutely. Just want to reiterate that wherever you're watching us, chat whatever topic, anything on these products, and if not, we'll also answer your chat live afterwards. All right. So Dave, we've got the trivia. Let's jump right into it. What are we gonna do here? We've got our, we'll call it our own fictional organization. What are we calling it, Ori? We're calling it Rocket Co. What are we calling it, Dave?
Yeah, I think we decided we'll call it Rocket.
Rocket Corporation. We have the Rocket Corporation, which has some fictional characters which are also applicable to different positions, and we're going to draft some of these devices, and we're going to start first with actually some of our picks for folks that are in the service role or customer service, service rep, help desk type of situation, and we're going to show you our picks for those folks. So we're going to start with customer service trainees. Customer service trainees, and we have a good, better, best scenario. Go ahead and start throwing the infographic up, Ori, on that. Or how are we doing that? There we go. So we have our good, better, best for customer service training, and you can jump in here, Dave. Customer service trainees, and what we're looking at here first is a Blackwire series of headsets for these trainees, and we're trying to give you what would be optimal there. So what would a customer service trainee need, Dave, that when we pick something for them?
So it's important for us to first explain that what we're doing here is Rocket Co. has decided that they're migrating away from your traditional desk phone. So what they're doing is they're deploying Microsoft Teams for the entire organization, from the call center up to their salespeople, up to their CEO. They're getting rid of desk phones. These guys are on the cutting edge. They're not afraid to give up what they've been used to using here. So what we're looking at here are solutions that are Microsoft Teams compatible and are computer or USB-A, USB-C. So things that interact with your computer. So for the trainees, you know what? We're looking for something that's low cost, something that's going to get the job done. Some of the trainees make it into the call center. Some of them don't. Sometimes they're very aggressive with this type of product. So what we're trying to do, Rolando, is find something that it's just going to do the job and do the job well, but it won't stick with them when they go into a higher position with the company.
Right. And I think as if we're looking at this from a team perspective, this is something also that can do the job on other platforms. So if you're using Microsoft Teams and you're migrating to Microsoft Teams, or using Zoom or using some of these other platforms that more people are familiar with, Google Meet, and you need something for your people that may have a service center of 5 or 5,000 for that matter, that where your trainees that are going through the program of getting up to speed, something adequate that doesn't break the budget. And Dave, we've got our good, better, best. Here's our best pick, really, is the 8225. But for those folks that are more budget conscious, and the 8225 includes A and C built in, the 8225, it will work. It's going to cost you more. So if you were in somewhere, maybe, Dave, for service centers that are smaller, where budget may not be a concern, maybe a technical person, you're training for a technical role, that the 8225 may be the best solution out there for you. But when we engage with customers, really, one of their concerns, not all, but one of their concerns is budget, right?
Yeah.
Everybody's always trying to find a budget way to get things done. I would say in this case, for a trainee, the Blackwire 32 would be my pick for that position.
Yeah, well, the picks are in, so...
The picks are in?
The picks are in.
Your picks are in. Let me get that from you, Dave. All right. So let's see. So our first round draft pick for the service trainees is going to be the 3210. Is that right? Let me see. Yep, that is correct. I'm being told that is the pick. The 3210 is going to be the pick for that customer service trainee. Wonderful.
All right.
I think those folks are going to enjoy the 3210 very well. it's going to do the job adequately, especially for a trainee role.
Yep, absolutely. So the 3210 has been extremely popular. The price is right. You have a great brand behind it, and it's fully supported by a warranty. And of course, they do make the Microsoft Teams variant. So we're picking the Blackwire 3210 for our trainees of Rocket Co.
And I just wanted to say, Dave, in case you did not know and you haven't seen any of the other training or tutorial or reviews that we've done on the Microsoft Teams edition, all the certified devices, in this case, Blackwire, all the Plantronics and Poly headsets that are certified for Microsoft Teams, you're going to get integrated functions that allow you to do many things right at your fingertips without having to reach for your keyboard. So that's
right.
For those folks that are using Teams, you've got an entire lineup that will be compatible and integrated for those functions. All right, so let's go on to the actual customer service. What's on next on our list? Who are we picking for next, Dave?
So these are the graduates of the trainee department. So they take the select few. They offer them this new role within the call center team. These guys are on the phone 8+ hours a day.
Oof, workhorses.
They need a workhorse. They need something that's going to be comfortable, something that they're not going to fidget with. You know what? The less you're fidgeting, the more comfortable you are, the more phone calls you can make, the more phone calls you can take. It's about your phone stats. And, you know, it's not about the entry-level product here. They're in noisy situations. They need to make sure that they're not distracted, that they're hearing their customer for the first time, taking care of business, wrap up that call, and be ready for that next call. That's how a call center is efficient, is when they're spending less time on a call. It helps with their call metrics, right?
Right. It's all about stats. And, you know, we've talked to clients in the past that have large deployment of folks that are on desks. I just saw something, by the way, by just FYI, HSBC, which is one of the largest banks in the world. It's not the largest one, but one of them. They're in the top 20. They are sending all of their 1,200 call center agents that are in the UK home permanently.
Wow.
And that was something that came out earlier in the week. So that kind of changes the equation for some folks that may be in a call center, that were in a call center environment, probably in a cubicle like this, right? And next to them was Joe Smith, and next to them was Jacqueline, right? And that's going to affect your pick in our pick for those. But we're going to give you, again, this is a broad range. Dave said these are graduates of the program, and a lot of times we find that in high noise environment where you have agents that are next to each other, or in the case of like where I'm at, I'm at home, I have a little one running around, and throughout the day I may need something that just takes the world and the noises out, because I need to focus, especially if you are talking to people that need your information, like a customer service rep or a sales rep or a technical rep, help desk. You want to be focused because errors cost money. And having to ask a customer to repeat yourself, can you say that again? I didn't hear it. The agents fiddling around with their headset or microphone, all of that costs Rocket Co money. And we don't want that to happen. So because of the importance of being able to focus and concentrate, whether you're at home like the HSBC call center reps, or you're working in an office where you're surrounded by folks, I think the 8225 would be the way to go, Dave. I don't know. What do you think?
Absolutely. So that is the pick. We're gonna.
Oh, is that the pick? Hold on. What the pick is in? Hold on. Let me grab it from you. Okay. Yep. Let's see. The pick is in, and the pick is certainly the 8225. Dave, I think the 8225 is a solid choice here.
Man,
at the second round, right? We're
absolutely
at the second round pick. I would definitely take that 8225. I think the 8225 is going to perform well in an environment where it's noisy, and the agent's going to do much better than other agents or other companies who are struggling with noise, or you have agents that are uncomfortable at home who are struggling with noise.
Absolutely, and it's not going to break the bank. It's a commercial offering. Again, it's still covered with the warranty. It's Teams certified, but it's just a couple of steps up than from the trainees option that we picked there.
Right. And I think, Dave, it pays for itself. Let's just call it, this is an investment, right? And your biggest asset, whether it's a call center, a call center, a sales rep, or otherwise, these are all assets in your company. And if you've probably spent thousands or tens of thousands, in some cases, or hundreds of thousands of dollars in getting the platform, whether it's Teams or otherwise, in getting the phones, if you're still using hardwired phones, there's no need to really go cheapo here. Get the best tool for the job.
Yeah.
And in this case, for this position, the 8225 is probably the best tool for that job.
Yeah, and I think it's important for call center managers to ask themselves if you're using if you're not using a poly solution, using something else. Maybe something that was just inexpensive that you purchased and you threw it out there. Ask yourself this question. If my call center, if every agent could take one more phone call, or if every agent, every salesperson could make one more sales call, what does that mean for the business? And call centers, they understand their ratios. They understand conversions, what it means. So if you have 500 people and everyone can make one more sales call in a sales environment, there's a dollar amount on that. So that's why it's important for you call center managers out there. Consider the right tool for the job. It is an investment and it will pay off.
Absolutely. I can't even add to that, Dave. That was wonderful. Well said. And so now, as we move through the draft, we get into the third round where we start talking and we start discussing some of our, I don't know, it's hard to say who's the most important here because every position is important. I know, having played football, if you say the quarterback is more important than the center, you can't really play a good game if you don't have a good center hiking the ball to Tom Brady or whoever the quarterback is. If you have a really lousy center, it's going to ruin and probably break the ribs of your quarterback and probably the running back and destroy the entire play.
Good
so
point.
as we move through the draft, some other elements of the team, as I would like to call them, are folks that are probably in a sales role, right? Sales function. And so we're going to move here into our sales engineers and sales reps, field sales reps. So let's talk about those folks. Having been a sales rep, well, we're going to jump to sales reps. So let's start with sales engineers first. Sales engineers. So in the sales engineer role, you have a lot of variability here. Somebody that may need to interact with internal folks. They may also need to interact with external folks, depending on the organization. And you may need to not just talk, but you may need to actually interact over video because that's the new environment today. We're all Zooming and Teams and all the rest. What did you say, Dave?
Yeah, and it's important, a lot of times when you have sales engineers that are in the field, they're the voice of the customer back to R&D at headquarters, and a visual is so important.
That's right. That's right. And as such, what we wanted to do is take a look at what would be the optimal device for from a video perspective. Which one do we have first, Ori? Who do we have that we're looking at first? We're doing the audio first. Okay, so we're looking at here. We see the voice. Okay, so let's take a look at what we've got here on footage. We've got the 4210. It's one of those Bluetooth devices. We've got the Focus, which is also a Bluetooth device. And on here, what else do we've got? We see a gentleman in the office. And it's designed for being in an office environment. It's got ANC. It allows you to be free, untethered. And now we have the video solutions. We've got the P5, 15, and 21. So right now you're looking at the P5. This one's the P15. Video bar, I really like this one too. The P5, it's also a new release by Poly, which used to be called Plantronics. So let's take the audio first and then stop it at the audio. Okay, perfect. So the 4210, Dave, Bluetooth. It's got a dongle. It could be used with A or C versions of USB connection. And because it's Bluetooth, it'll allow you to use it with your mobile device, and it will also allow you to use it with your PC when you're using that dongle.
Yep, exactly. So these sales engineers, again, they're using Teams. In this scenario, it's a Teams setup. So Teams doesn't just reside on our laptops and computers, right? They can also have that license so that they have the app on the phone. And because these engineers are splitting their time between a home office, their corporate headquarters, and they're working a lot in the field, they need a solution that's going to go in between multiple devices here. So what we did is we had the where we go here, the video and the audio. So
We'll
with
start
the
with audio.
all right. So within the audio section here, I guess the pick was in.
Oh, the pick is in. Hold on. Is that right, Dave? Are you being? Yes, I'm being told the pick is in.
Yep,
The pick is in. All right, go ahead. Give me that pick.
All right, take that.
All right, thank you. All right, so the pick is in. So for the audio on for a sales engineer, it looks like the Focus UC is going to be the pick for our sales engineers. All right. So all right, so the pick is in. Let's talk a little bit about the Focus UC, Dave. Can we get some footage on that too, Ori? So Focus UC. What do you get with the Focus UC? So this one's the Voyager 4210. It came in a close second, but the Focus UC, which you'll see here, and then we'll stop it here when we get, okay, stop it right here. So with the Focus UC, as you saw, you get the ability, and you see in this video how you may have folks around you. It has that ANC, active noise canceling. So stop it right there. It has the ANC, so active noise canceling, so it essentially blocks the world out around you. So if you're in an open office environment, or again, you happen to be working at home, and you need that ability to have fewer distractions rather than more. You have young ones, you have friends, you have coworkers, maybe some pets at home. They're all noisy, loud, they're talking, the TV may be on in another room. As a sales engineer, Dave, I would imagine the ability to be able to focus also is a premium.
It is a premium. You know what? If they're distracted, their job is taking them more time. So even if they're just using the headset to listen to music so that they can draft up their email or do some of the work that they're doing from their on-site consultation, for example, it's giving them that opportunity to, like you said, they're blocking everything out. They may not always be on the telephone, but they're still always using the product so that they're focused in on their job.
That's right. And that's what's key here is, and I've read some study and probably have to look for it, but it can take up to 20 minutes to regain your concentration from a distraction. So imagine if you have several of those through the day, which, you know, you're at home, you're dealing with distraction. Maybe the UPS guy comes or a package Amazon comes to deliver, you know, your kid comes, tugs at you, you know, dinner or lunch is ready, you know, you're in the middle of something, right? All of these things will interrupt your flow, which in turn causes you to take more time to get back into that flow. So this will help you reduce that amount of frustration experience when you have those distractions. So that's why we picked the Voyager Focus UC. It'll do the job, reduce distractions. It will help you stay in the game by allowing you to use your Bluetooth. And that's the other beauty here, Dave. Like you said, playing music, you could take it with you on it if you happen to be traveling again and you're on a plane or on a train or on a bus ride commuting into work. It does the job by also blocking out the world. You're listening to your favorite thing, iTunes, Pandora, whatever it is. And, you know, you get into the swing of things. I know I like my tune, you know, get into my groove. If I'm on an airplane, I can't wait to get back on an airplane. I don't even want to hear what's around me. I just want to be zoned out. And that ANC does the job for that.
And it's nice to get caught up on emails when you're on public transportation. And when you're zoned into it and you're focused into it, it's just a great way to make that happen.
Awesome. Awesome. Anything else to add here for our sales engineers before we go to the video pick for them?
Nope. Let's move on to the video pick.
All right. The pick is in. The pick is in. Okay. All right, Dave, give me that pick. All right. And so for our video solution, we're going to go with the P15, Dave. P15 for our sales engineers.
I'll tell you, man, this thing is a winner. We did some demos on this product a couple of weeks ago.
Yep. Yep.
I've never seen anything quite like it. You know, it has.
Wait a minute, Dave. I got to interrupt you. I hear that the P15 wants to talk to us. Okay, hold on a second. He's coming over here. He's coming in. He's coming to the studio. Hey, P15, what's up? What's up, man? Oh, yeah? You're happy you're going to make a good webcam. And actually probably webcam is not the right word for you because you do more than just video. You do audio. Oh, and a privacy shutter. It says it could see and be shut off with the easy turn of the privacy shutter, and you do a lot more.
Nice.
Oh, that's so nice. Oh, what's that? He says it's a built-in director in there, so it can track movement. And what's that? You can also do asset tracking. So look at that, Dave. So if you're a manager of maybe 100, even not even let's put it 10 or more. Something like this where you know where these guys are laying around because of the asset tracking built into the Poly app that comes with it. That's free. I'm sure it's for managers the managers that you're going to work with are going to love you because that is really cool. What was that? Oh, he's glad to join the team. All right, P15. We'll see you again at some other point. All right, maybe at the Pro Bowl.
I'll tell you, that's a tool I'd like to have on my winning team for sure. What a great device.
Yes, absolutely.
Right. So let's move on to the field sales rep. So
okay.
Again, the field sales rep, this guy is back when things when things start returning to normal. He'll be on the train, he'll be on the plane, he'll be renting his automobile. He's on site, he's at his office, he's going into the headquarters for Rocket Co. He needs to have something that he's always going to stay connected, something that's comfortable. He wants the ability to be wireless. And just like the sales engineer, he needs it to connect to his laptop, but he also needs it to connect to his mobile device, his smartphone. So when we looked at this, you know what, we took the Voyager 4210 and also the Focus UC, and I think the pick is in.
The pick is in. Hold on. Let me confirm. The pick is in? All right, Dave. Let me get that pick. All right, here we go. All right, so the pick is in for our field sales rep for Rocket Co. at round number 4 of the 2021 Rocket Co. draft. And we're picking the P5. Oh, wait, we're picking the P5 for video. And, sorry, I screwed that one up. The 4210 for the audio.
The 4210.
Right.
I think you were making an early prediction.
I was, yes.
On the video.
I was looking at my screen and I'm looking at some trades that are going back and forth between another team. All right. So the 4210, yes. So the 4210 is, from an audio perspective and communications, is what we would ideally want on a field sales rep, because you're going to get a little bit longer battery talk time. So if you're on the phone all day, you're going to have a longer time before you need to charge it. You can go out, do your sales calls. If you're going to go talk to customers, you get in the car, you can go. If you're going to go on a plane, you can go. And maybe you don't want to charge it every day. So you got a lot of talk time on the 4210 that will last all day and then some. Yep. The other thing, it has larger speaker than the Focus, and so you're going to get a little bit better audio in case you're moving around a little bit. It's at a lower price point, so that if you do have lots of field sales reps or sales reps, it's going to be at a much more attractive entry-level point from a pricing perspective than the Focus would be. And like the Focus, you do get the integration for Teams. And I believe, Dave, there was an announcement about Zoom not too long ago as well. So Zoom and Teams are integrated into the call control functions, and more to come from what I understand from Poly.
Yeah, just, that you're really just grazing the surface on that. It's compatible with all UC platforms. And then there is some added functionality / value that it brings to some of the top UC providers. So if you're curious about your UC platform and the integration on these devices, shoot us an email, find us online, give us a call, whatever it might be, and we'll help you figure out the way.
Right. And I just want to echo that. So if you're watching us on this platform or on another platform, maybe you're watching us on Amazon, We have those devices available on our store. You can go ahead, yeah, like us and subscribe. We'll also send you some nuggets as well that we don't talk about here on air, but we release out to folks that are following us so that they get some value added information that would help them make decisions about buying things or helping them use the products that they're looking to get.
Yep,
all right, Dave.
that's right.
So now we got the next pick in the 4th round. We get two draft picks. Man, that was just a steal. I think we traded away some of the older devices last year, and we were able to pick up 2 picks in the 4th round. So we get to pick now for our video, for our field sales rep or our sales rep.
Yep. So, you know what? Video adoption has been on the rise. I think the pandemic has certainly accelerated it. People are less afraid to turn their cameras on. And frankly, salespeople, you know what? You need to be more dynamic. Adopt video. Because I'll tell you, if you're not doing it, then your competitor is. And it's
That's
a
right.
face-to-face game. It's a likability game. They want to know who's managing their account. They want to know who is trying to sell them. And you know what? Video just brings that extra oomph into your sales pitch. Don't be afraid. Adopt the right solution. So what do we have for selections here?
We have the P5, which is the smaller, more easy, throw it in the bag kind of thing. We have the P15, one of my favorite. There's the P5 right there. He's a small guy, but pretty effective. The P21 as well. Let's roll that through the video again, Ori. The P5, we've got the P15, the P21. What we're looking here is a 15. That P21 is a nice all-in-one device. Could be for a sales role, but I'm thinking, what you want in a sales guy, because they're probably not stationary all the time. They're moving around, like you said, Dave. You want something that goes and travels with them if they need to be on the go. And you probably want, if you're a sales guy, I know that many times I've been in calls and you want to display or show something off and you're like, yeah, this cup is the best cup in the world, and because it's got and ceramic and right? So if you want to show those things off, I think something that meets all those requirements, mobile, small, on the go, can travel and show off a product, is the P5. I think that's where I would say. Do we have a pick?
I think so.
All right. And the pick is in? You have a pick for me. Let me see. Yep, and the pick is in. All right. Thank you, Dave. All right. Let's take a look at that. So we've got here the 4th round, our second pick in the 4th round. We have the P5. Dave,
all right.
The P5 makes the cut on this one. So let's talk a little bit more about this P5.
You know what? A webcam is not a webcam is not a webcam. Again, I mean, the P5, what I love about it is the price is right. The style is sharp. And it has this cool little feature. It's like a magnet that sits on the stand.
Wait
so
a minute,
if you have
Dave.
it on your computer.
I have to interrupt you. I have breaking news. P5 wants to make a statement. He's coming into the studio. He wants to talk about what you said. All right, look at that. Here's Mr. P5. I have him right here with me. Mr. P5, thank you for, you're in the 4th round here. I know that was later in the draft, but what's that? Yeah, he's small, but he's nimble, right? And oh, you come in with a couple of cool features. Really? Look at that. He says he can disengage from the mount. And most of the time when you mount stuff, it's just fixed, right? It's on your laptop or whatever, and it stays there. This guy can come off. Right? Oh, you like to show off product. Okay, so what he's saying is, if you have a product, now you can take it off your computer or whatever, your laptop, and you can point it right at that product. So in this case, if it was a mug, you could point right at it. So if you're doing a sales presentation or a demonstration, that's right. Wow, Mr. P5. What else? Also, he comes with a privacy shutter. Look at this.
Always nice.
He can shut and can open. Look at that, Dave. That's pretty freaking cool. And he's got another trick up his sleeve. He's saying he's got a compartment in the back that can release, and you can put in a USB dongle in the back. Nice. So you can plug in your Bluetooth headset if you've got like a Bluetooth dongle. That's really nice, Mr. P5. So it also comes in HD, 16:9 frame. So you're going to get high quality video off of this little guy. So it's not just your regular webcam anymore, Dave. Look at that. Mount it, put it right back on your screen or laptop, and just take it off. The magnet comes off, and now you've got a very handy device that you can use to point at objects if you're trying to show this off with a client. I like it.
Awesome. So good job on that, Paulie. We
Very
really
good
like the
job.
product. We know it's going to sit well with the field sales reps. We're going to deploy them to everyone in the organization that's doing that particular role. We'll get it. We'll make sure we get a good price. And with the asset tracking, not only do I know where the cameras are, now I know where all my salespeople are.
Yes, you sure can, as long as they have them on, right?
That's
All
right.
right. So now we're getting into the later rounds where we're picking for our executives. Now, in theory, we should have picked those first, but we did that in reverse order. All right. So that's our take on this whole draft. We picked for the later rounds for the executives. Now that we've given you a lot of meat and you've been watching this, and we move into picks for our executive assistant, or some folks call it receptionist. There's a lot of names. I don't know what the PC term is now, but of somebody that's at the front desk, maybe, or they're working with the CEO or the one of the high ups in the company, and they're working alongside of them, doing several things for that executive, Dave.
I'll tell you, it's an important role. You are the voice, you are the eyes, you manage the calendar, and you manage the most important people in the organization. They got a lot on their plate. You know, they need to be multitasking. Yes, they are on the phone. Yes, they are on the phone. Sometimes they're the face of the company. They're customer facing.
They may be the first point of contact in some cases, Dave. The
gate-
phone rings and
Absolutely.
hello, Rocket Co. How can I help you? So the first impression that a potential client may have is the executive's assistant's voice or lack thereof.
Yep, absolutely. So what we did here, again, these folks they're moving away from their traditional desk phones, but it doesn't mean that there's some solutions here that won't still have the ability to go into a desk phone world. But we have a couple of picks, so why don't
We
we
take
oh, sorry.
what's that?
All right. Oh, my Siri's going off. Sorry about that. All
Okay,
right.
so we got some video on the 4245. So here are our potential picks for the executive assistant or front desk people. We've got the 4245. We've got the Focus again. We've got in the later rounds as well. Who else have we've got here? That's in
and
the
the
Hunt.
5200
Ooh,
UC.
one of my favorite. This guy it's a workhorse. It does the job. It's small. It's lightweight. We've talked about the 5200 UC in previous episodes and how well it does the job in terms of noise canceling. We're looking also at some video so that if an executive account executive, or I should say an executive assistant, needed video, these are some of the possible solutions. And I think we're picking the audio. And that would be also the Sync 20. So we're picking audio first. So Dave, I think of the ones that we saw, I think the one that would be most appropriate here when we're talking about somebody in this particular role, they may have to multitask. They're probably not going to leave the office, right? They're
Right.
probably going to be in that office, maybe at home in some cases, answering for the one of the executives, or maybe front desk work where they're actually at the front desk. So what you want is some flexibility in that. And the 4245 has several things. And what, Dave, do we hear? Is there another pick that's in?
There's another pick that's in.
All right, so let's
Just
go
in.
to it. All right, let's see. Yep, the pick is in. That's what I'm hearing. Producer saying the pick is in. Go ahead, give me that pick. All right, thank you. So our pick for the executive assistant and front desk folks is going to be that 4245, Dave.
Absolutely. You know, the Voyager 4245, some of the reasons why we picked this particular product here, again, there is a Teams variant, and everything that we've picked so far has a Teams variant to it. The 4245, it's a very handsome product. They call it a convertible headset. The The 4245 has multiple wearing styles right outside of the box. You snap on a traditional over-the-head style. They have multiple ear hook styles, and one of the third way that people can wear this product is behind the neck. So what I like about this is this individual, the executive assistant, they have an appearance. They want to look handsome. It's a handsome type solution. They don't want to mess up their hair. They want it to
Sleek.
look good.
I think
And or sleek, sorry. And the behind the neck option gives it a real nice balance, not just pulling on your ear, and it does it extremely well. So here we have the
Just
4245,
stop it right there, Ori.
the 4245. Again, it'll give them that wireless range. This is not a Bluetooth product. This is a decked solution. So in theory, they can get up to 300 plus feet of range. They can multitask throughout the office, have the ability to answer and end phone calls, and look good doing it.
Absolutely. Couldn't add anything there. I think that for the position that somebody would be in terms of what they do, this is probably the most appropriate. Like you said, decked for those folks that have not watched any of our episodes in our past. The decked signal, essentially the signal that's on the actual headset, is going to be a little stronger, less prone to interference. It's not going to compete with other Bluetooth devices in terms of the actual frequency that's going through the airwaves, and is going to be a very stable device that you can count on when you are using it throughout the day. It's lightweight, and you've got that sleek factor. And you've got a little bit of a longer boom, so it's going to pick up that voice a little better too, rather than something that can be further back, like a small Bluetooth that we tend to see a lot of the times people using with their iPhone or Android phones. And it's got Bluetooth, right? Am I correct in the 4245 also has Bluetooth?
There's a Bluetooth chip in the base of it so that you can pair up your cell phone. So
Right.
the cell phone is paired up to the base, but then it is still a decked signal back to the headset itself.
So Dave, what you're saying is you get the ability to use your mobile device if you want to use your mobile device with it.
Yep.
You can use your PC with it. And the 4245 also gives us the ability to use a hardwired desk phone. Is that right?
I believe so.
Well, there you go. It's a triple threat. And for somebody that's in that role, because organizations may be migrating, they may have desk phones, but maybe they're moving to the cloud. And you want a device that's going to work in all those environments. The 4245 is going to have the ability to work in all those environments, so you don't have to get another headset for your
That's right.
front desk person or your executive assistant. All right, so we move on to now our executives, Dave. We get to the nitty gritty with folks that are making, in some cases, financial decisions. They're making strategic decisions for the organization. Their type of work may be a little bit different than obviously all the other folks we picked for today. So one of the things that I thought from an executive perspective, what's important to an executive? There are a lot of things that are important, but kind of just to summarize that, they may want an all-in-one solution. They may not be the techiest folks on the planet, and you don't want them fiddling around with technology and being frustrated about, this works, that doesn't work. And they may have, in some cases, depending on the executive, they may have limited real estate space, so they may not have room for all the bunch of devices. So we really tried to pick from the audio and the video something that would essentially allow you to minimize the footprint. So we looked at the focus. We looked at the 4210. We looked at the 5200. And we looked at the sync. And you know what? What we determined was that executives, sometimes they need a couple of different tools in their bag.
That's right.
They may be at on site with a customer, and they may want to jump on a conference call. They may not even want to wear a headset at all at some point, right? Because for whatever reason, they just don't need to, and they want to listen to a webinar, and they just want it to be on listen only mode, essentially. So for the executive, we have 3 picks that we were able to to extract and trade away some older devices for. There's one of them. I think it made our pick. So, Dave, it looks like we have the picks are in for our executives.
Yep, the picks are in.
All right, so go ahead. Let me get that. All right, so here's what we got for our executives. We have the P21. We have the Sync 20 and the 5200. Three
Yes.
picks. So let's talk about that.
Yep. So what we're doing here is we're outfitting these folks on the team with a great video solution, a great conference speaker, and when they're looking to have private conversations, because let's face it, confidentiality is the name of the business game. So a product like the Voyager 5200 UC.
Wait a minute, I'm being told. What's that? The 5200 UC has a statement as well. He's coming up to the podium. He's a small guy. What is that 5200? Oh, he's sleek. I know. You've been a workhorse for us. Let me move him up. He's been a workhorse for us in our previous demonstrations. There we go. And what is it?
Product.
It's a great sleek product. As you could see, it's, by the way, side note, I have a small ear. This is probably the only thing this is one of the few devices, and I got a lot of devices, by the way. This is one of the ones I go to when I go on the road, when I go in the car, for a number of reasons. But I'll tell you the number one reason is that it's super comfortable around the ear. It's easy to wear. You just pop it on, right? And it sits on the ear. Now I have small ears, and it sits there and it rests when I'm not talking. If I'm, moving around, I can have it like that, or I can always have it down. What's that? Oh yes, 5200. You're very comfortable. So if you have a small ear, I have a small ear. It's the only on the ear, Dave, device that I have found that works. Poly, which was Plantronics, you guys nailed it on this one for folks that really have not liked, and I don't use anything else around the ear. If I want that style, if you want something like this that goes around the ear, the 5200 UC is probably the choice.
Yep, it's a must-have, and then you can throw it right in your pocket. It's
Right.
discreet. We've done microphone tests on it. We know that the battery is all day long.
See you later, 5200.
So when you're running, you jumped in an Uber, you're running to the airport, now you've checked in your bag, and you're running to your gate. That 5200 on the executive team, it's going to be a perfect solution for them.
And the 5200 comes with a charger, a travel charger, and if you get one of our bundles, it'll come with a power supply. Otherwise, in the box, you only get a USB cable, so you have to connect it to your computer to charge, or maybe some other form of power supply that connects via USB. So if you want an all-in-one solution with that, we offer it as a bundle with a power supply. Now, as we go to one of the other picks for our executive, we're going to video next.
Yep, do the video.
So on the video side, we've got those three. We've got the P5, the 15, and the 21. And I think the pick is in on this one, right, Dave?
I believe the pick is in.
All right. So the pick is in. Let me read it for everybody. There we go. We have the P21 all-in-one video audio solution. So on the P21, I really like this one, and as of right now, the P21 is a fairly new product for Poly, and they have gone in a direction that we haven't seen with other manufacturers, Dave. All of what you see out there is pretty much webcam separating the audio, and video monitors are separate. So pause it right there. There we go. Let's pause on that P21. So what you're looking at here is an integrated all-in-one solution. It's got wireless charging on that white pedestal. You could put it down to charge your phone. Right where it says the Poly at the bottom, it's got an integrated audio bar. At the top in the circle, you've got an integrated webcam, and it's an all-in-one display. And so if you're somebody that just wants either a dedicated place to do video communications, this would do the job. Maybe you want a second monitor. This would also work as a second monitor. Or You simply want to minimize everything that's on your desk and you want just one thing for all of those things. You want the P21.
Yeah.
And so the P21 does all of that, Dave.
And it's easy to set up, easy to deploy. It's just one unit, you put it out there. That executive doesn't have to configure for a microphone. They don't have to configure for the camera. It's all there. They set it up. It's not going to travel around, but I'll tell you, that executive, they're not looking for video when they're on the go. They have their audio devices. They need this. It's going to reside in their office when they are back in the office.
Oh, right. And you're right. And I don't know if there's anything else I could say about that, but it really hits the mark there, especially on all those pain points. It also has asset tracking available to it from the Poly Lens app, so you can know where those devices are at. It's at a higher price point than the P15 and the P5, so this is more of a premium product, but it's made for premium products. It doesn't necessarily have to be an executive, but it's of the three, the one that is the premium product. Dave, hashtag when things work out. That's right. We got G on there saying hashtag when things work out. Dave, was there anything else that I missed on the P21 that you wanted to add?
Nope. The P21 is, again, this is a newer product. Poly's doing some new next gen first things. Poly, if you hear us, we love it.
We love it. And Sam, if you happen to be watching, who's their chief evangelist, we want to have you on again. Let's talk about that P21. I don't have it in my hands. I don't have him making a statement here. I have the P5 and the 15. The P21 is a big dog, and it probably didn't want to be on camera today.
Yeah. He's a little shy. He's a little shy.
He's a little shy. All right. So he's a little shy. So I think we have our last pick for our executive, right, Dave?
We do.
We have one more pick. The executive is so important. They get 3 picks. We traded away a bunch of other draft picks to get 3 for this one.
I'm picturing our executives, right? Sometimes they are in smaller huddle room. They're with a group of people, a group of executives, and they need something where they can all collaborate together within one room. The PolySync 20 is a product that we've done some testing on. It is part of the PolySync family. We got the 20, the 40, and the 60, if I'm not mistaken.
That's right. And the 40, as of this taping, is just starting to be shipped by Poly. So that's a little bit bigger device than your 20. And it's made for maybe those small rooms. It's maybe going to be a more dedicated device. That 20 is going to be. It's going to be more in the realm of portable travel in the bag. And yes, we did an unboxing. I got to tell you, I'm going to just look right at you and tell you, I have a lot of devices. Like I said earlier, I've tested many over the years. This is the first time I could tell you there's a device that I really, really, really like. And that's no bull. It does. Look at that. Yeah.
Who's that guy?
Who's that guy? First of all, the audio that you get when you listen to this for the first time, you'll be impressed, because I was impressed. I'm not generally impressed with many things, but I was impressed with the audio that you get on the Poly 20. And simply because it is a very rich audio, it's full spectrum. I think it's HD is the term they use for it. But a lot of HD's thrown around, Dave, but this got a little bit something different, because you can hear a lot of the lows. And in that clip that you were playing, that was after we gave it a bath in water.
Right.
So not only is the audio quality quite good, it also comes with all of the teams. It's Teams integrated. There you go.
No
there's the demo we did with it. So you can take it outdoors. You can give it to that executive and know it's not going to break on you very easily. Maybe they splash their coffee or some other drink, because I know when I travel, sometimes I put things in my bag and it spills, and then you're on the plane and something may spill on it, or something bursts inside, some kind of liquid. It's dust and waterproof, Dave, so that you don't have to worry about it going bad on you like other devices that don't have that
Right,
waterproofing and the dust proof. It's a really good all-around device. Your executive or your executive team will be impressed with their audio, just like I'm doing there, doing a little dance to it. Um, when we did the unboxing and the review on it, I don't know what else to say. Paul, you guys did a great job on this one. I know that you guys spent a lot of time researching this. It's really right now in a class of its own when you talk about other devices. There are other devices, Dave, that are cheaper. But
Yeah.
this is a business grade device. And I'll tell you, in a business grade device, the although audio is what these devices are supposed to do, this one does it in a way that is just at another level. And
It
I don't
is.
know of any others. And by the way, the other manufacturers, they make decent devices, okay? They're not horrible. But this one now come out with that, like you said, I'm going to steal your word here, next gen. That next gen where it's on another level, new technology. It's really made a huge leap forward in audio technology as you're listening to your online meeting or such.
I'll tell you, I love the next gen stuff because it makes everyone in the market try to one up that last product that came out. So it's getting really interesting here. A ton of innovation going on.
I love it. I love it, Dave. I think in summary, I think we could say that all of these picks, again, these are our picks where we think they're ideal situation. There may be a situation that may be different for you. We'd love to talk to you.
Yeah,
Send
absolutely.
us a comment or chat or a call. Reach out to us. Our team will be glad to work with you and find the perfect device for your journey. I did want to say one thing, Dave, as we wrap up our draft here, that all of these we've been talking about management for these devices. The Poly Lens app is that management device that allows for the asset tracking, the customization. It's free, doesn't cost you anything. And if you're an enterprise and you have a large deployment of users, we'd love to talk to you about that and see how you can leverage the PolyLens app within your enterprise, because it's got a couple of things for the enterprise that are not normally there for other folks. So enterprise users, we'd love to talk to you as well. Dave, did I miss something on the draft that you wanted to add?
Nope, I don't think so. I think we're going to have a follow up series where we focus on the poly lens and we
Yep.
talk to those technology leaders in the organizations, because it's really the value of being able not just to monitor where the products are. That's a very small piece of it. You know what? Companies like Poly, they make these products better over time. And when you can centrally manage these devices, you've maximized your investment. You're pushing updates, and there's a lot of other things and a lot of other value that comes with this. So we'll have to focus on that sometime down the road, Rolando.
Agreed. I don't know anything, and I can't add anything there, except for if you like the content that you heard today, like, subscribe, follow, hit all the bells and the buttons, because we give nuggets out that are not included on our Tuesday broadcast. And we'd love for you to stay plugged into join our community. We're building a community of like-minded individuals that want to sound the best. They want to look their best, represent their brand. And that's what we're trying to do, Dave, is help
That's
people
right.
represent their brand, whether it's their personal brand or their organization, so that they can sound, look the best, have that confidence to kill it in the next meeting or sales pitch. All right.
Absolutely.
So, do we have upcoming episodes that we want to show or talk about, Ori? Okay. So, we've got on the 27th. Is that next week? Next week, we've got Adam Mistrelli. We're doing a premiere with Adam talking NFTs, crypto and blockchain from IBM. It's a deeper look. We did an NFT episode, but with Adam, we're going to do a deep dive. He's got some crazy knowledge that he's going to blow your brains away on. May 4th, we've got a really good one here with Sasha Sagan of PC Magazine. Do you want to know where the best places? Yeah. Hey, Dave, maybe people are moving away from a big city like New York, which I happen to love. Maybe they want a small town in Vermont or California or Texas or up in the upper Midwest like Minnesota or Wisconsin. You want to stay tuned for this episode with Sasha Sagan. Sasha Sagan. All right.
So, Rolando, why don't we go to the trivia? So, I didn't mean to be a big nerd when it came to this particular one. I had put this together. You weren't exactly too sure what this was, so I'm
I
just
have
gonna
no
throw it
idea.
back out there. I can't believe this movie came out in 1994. What a fun movie. It never seems to get old. If it's on, I'm watching it. But what's the name of the Miami Dolphins kicker who missed that game-winning field goal? He was the antagonist in the entire movie. All right, let's get Rolando.
I don't know who the. I love Jim Carrey and I love his movies, but I don't remember who
You
that
don't remember
character
this
was.
one?
No, I don't. I'd be
All
I
right.
total guess. I have no idea.
If
Clevo,
you-
I don't know.
If you're watching it live, you know the answer. The only person that doesn't know this answer is our producer in the cloud and Rolando. So, why don't we throw it out there? Who was
Dan
it?
Marino.
No. All right. So his name was Ray Finkel. It was a fictional character. It was based on someone. I forget who that was. Maybe that's another thing. But Ray Finkel was the antagonist in the movie. He didn't. He was the bad guy in the entire movie. Spoiler alert! If you didn't see it back in '94, this is him.
Or subsequently in one of the other replays that it's been on. All right. Well, Ray Finkel, I had no idea. Like I said, I like Jim Carrey and his movies, but I don't know. I couldn't remember. Dan Marino was my guess. All right. So we want to thank you all for joining us today. Thanks for coming and spending some time with us. We'd love to see you on the next episode or offline on our community and forums. So thank you, everybody. See you next time.
Bye, everyone.